gonna teach if you can teach yourself? Reflections. Who you gonna reach if you can reach yourself? Reflections. Who you gonna see if you can see yourself? Reflections. Who you gonna be if you can be yourself? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of The Village Voices. I'm your host, DJ, and I have another special guest for us here today. Now, I would have met this woman in November 2024, and we instantly hit it off, to be honest. Apparently, this was in the works from a very long time because what I forgot was we would have made contact months before we actually met. And it just synced up so beautifully. This person is from Trinidad and Tobago. This person is, at this point, a world traveler. This person is a business owner. This woman is a TEFL teacher. This woman is just an amazing person to be around, a good friend, a good daughter, good mother to be. I would love to welcome you to the podcast right now, Adana Phillip. Adana, how are you, my dear?
Thank you so much. That was an awesome introduction. Thank you so much. I'm good. I'm good.
Blessing. So, at the point in time that we're recording this, where are you right now in the world, Adana?
I am in Italy right now. I'll be here for
Okay.
a minute, but yes, I'm in Italy now in the south.
For people who
Yeah.
don't know about Italy, I mean, even me, I might even know the area. Tell us about the area. Where are you in Italy?
For me, I'm still learning so much as well. So if you know, everybody actually knows Amalfi Coast. I'm on the opposite end of it, literally across the waters from Amalfi Coast.
So, Adana, it was really special meeting you a few months
Yeah.
ago. I do believe that your story is as unique as all of us who we end up finding here as Trini nationals. I got some insights into your story in our 6 months of getting to know each other. But I would
Yeah.
love the people to know how you end up in Italy. And not
Yeah.
just Italy, but you've been through a couple of places in the world at this point,
Yeah.
hopping continents. So, Adana, take us back to growing up in Trinidad. Where you from in Trini?
I born and raised in Arima, but I also lived in different areas in Trinidad as I got older. I lived in the south. I live in Chagonas. I live in Port of Spain. Definitely had an amazing childhood. I feel like, in Trinidad, you grow up with your cousins, your aunties, your uncles, so everybody around you. That family vibe, I definitely grew up with that, and I'm so grateful. And then, just move on to high school, university. So I did go to UE in St. Augustine. So I went to UE.
What were you doing at UE
So
before?
I now go to say before I went to UE, I went to TTHTI, but it's closed and it's been closed. So I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with it in Trinidad still, but it was a hospitality and tourism institute. So I did go there right after high school. I got my associate degree in tourism management. And then from there, I went to UE, University of the West Indies, to get my bachelor degree in tourism management.
So at this point, you looking to bust out of Trinidad, you thinking about moving because that industry, it's a lot of movement. So why did you choose that sector to go into?
Honestly, I was supposed to be an accountant. Okay.
Okay.
I was supposed to be an accountant. But life happened and I just changed my path entirely into tourism. And with that part, I had no idea that I was going to travel and all these things. No idea. I'm like what? 17, 18 years at this point. So I'm not thinking that I would reach that far at all.
So what you thinking in this moment in time?
Listen, all I want is some money. Okay. I just want a job. But my dream was to work with the ministry, honestly. Ministry of Tourism in Trinidad. That was my dream. And it didn't work because in Trinidad, you need to have connections. You need to know people. And at that time, I didn't know anyone. So unfortunately, I didn't get that opportunity. So I reverted to just working in the hotel industry, which was still beautiful, right?
So this is where your journey starts to where you end up right now.
Exactly.
Let's get into that now. How did you get into the hotel space? Was it an ad? Did you know someone who referred you to it? What was going on at this time?
Yeah, actually, I did know someone who knew my manager at the time, but I still went through the process. It wasn't a hookup. I still went through the process of interview. Yeah. It was more like I know this girl. look at her CV.
Nice.
It wasn't like
Nice.
I know this girl, give her the job. No, I
Right.
did go through the process like everyone else. And I fortunately got the job. It was an entry
Right.
level front desk agent. So entry level, first job, good. Like I was good, doing well.
So I'm
So
coming to you to say hello. I would like to check in.
exactly.
You're going to be giving me all the details. Give me my card. I'm in the hotel.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly. And it was just perfect for my personality. Like I'm an extrovert. I like to talk. I like to entertain.
Oh,
So
yes.
it was easy for me then to
Yes.
do that job, if that makes sense.
All right. So, Adana, at this point in time, are you happy? Are you satisfied with where you are? What's happening at this point?
Yeah, I was really happy. At that time, this is when I moved to Port of Spain. So I was living in Digomating just because the hotel was in the town and I was living so far, I didn't want to commute every day. Right. And working shifts, night shifts, like morning shifts. Come on, traveling at 5 a.m. in the morning, it's crazy.
Wow.
So
So you just bust out.
yeah,
That's actually a big step in itself,
yeah,
leaving home because,
yeah.
unlike maybe like the American culture, parents don't kick their children out at 18 or 19. You're still
It's
living
true.
with your parents,
It's
so
true.
at this point, this is still a big step for you to even be in Trinidad at this point, right?
Yeah, honestly, if I could have stayed home, I would have. But convenience, cost, like all these things really, really, I had to take into consideration in order for me to make that step. It just made sense at the time.
Now you're in the hotel, you say you're happy, you're feeling okay. What
Yeah,
happens to now move on to
partying,
the you're
doing all the
partying?
things.
You're outside, you're outside.
Living my best life. Listen, I
So
never saw money like that before. So I happy, But I did that for 2 years.
for 2
2
years. And
years.
after 2 years, is there a transition? Are you ready to leave Trinidad?
Yeah, at this point, I'm still not thinking abroad yet. I'm just trying to figure out what my next step is. Why? Because in Trinidad, especially when you're in private companies or institutions like the hotels, a lot of people are comfortable. So there's not high retention. So if you say, yeah, I would like to be a manager here one day. You have to wait for that manager to either resign to move up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
So a lot of people were so happy that it was just difficult to move up in the company, which is great. It's great, but not for someone who is ambitious. So at that time, I started looking around, started figuring out, okay, what's the next step? My manager at the time now, I would always remember this. She actually did an international program that she introduced me to. She said, this is something I see Adana doing. And I was like, okay, tell me more. And it was basically the company, they have this international program where you go abroad for 1 year and you basically advance your skills, your expertise, all these things within different departments in a hotel. And I said, you know what? I'll try it. This was based in the US, in Baltimore. I said, I will try it. It was a tedious process. You have to get visa, application, all of the things. But after a couple months, I got it and I was able to go to Baltimore.
So is this your first trip abroad? First time leaving Trinidad, going to Baltimore?
Not first time leaving Trinidad, but I left Trinidad before for vacation, like
Yes.
Bahamas. I went
Caribbean life.
went to different islands when I was younger. But this was the first time I moved abroad to live for a specific time.
So
Yes.
moving abroad means you're starting a new job. What is this training program per se?
Yeah.
So this training program, how long is it? What are you required to do? And then what can you do after you finish this program now?
So it's focused on building your management skills, right? So as soon as you finish, you should have a manager position at some other hotel. Now it's 1 year. It's called a J1 visa. Once you complete it, you get your certificate and you move on. Because I'm obviously not a US citizen, I could not stay in the country. Or I had to leave or figure out if I want to stay and how. Genuinely, I did not want to stay. So I left and I went back home. Again, small company, no positions available. So I could not get the manager position that I wanted even after doing that certification. I just had to continue doing the entry-level roles until I figure out my next move.
So you're taking it step by step now. You are doing this 1 year program. But I really want to get into your mind as to this change in culture, this
Yeah.
sudden change in culture that you experience when
Yeah.
you go over to the States. Abroad where I live, I could see the big differences between like Americans, Trinidadians, especially the black ones. What
Yeah.
was your experience like in terms of culture shock? How was that for you?
It wasn't too strong. Reason why, it's because with the program, there's other international students or employees that come across. So I wasn't the only international person. There were people from Germany, from Philippines, from India. So I felt like I was part of this community of international people trying to figure it out. So I did feel like part of a community at some point. In terms of the culture of the US, or at least I should say of Baltimore in particular, smooth. I met so many amazing people from there. They just welcomed me. Like, honestly, it was one of the best times and no regrets. They really made an impact in my life. Up to this day, I still talk to some of them. So
What was the biggest
yeah.
lesson that you would have learned from this first experience living abroad? Biggest takeaway? How was that?
Adapting, because I had to adapt to the weather, right? I've never witnessed winter in my life.
Oh, God,
That was the
cool thing.
first time. That
Yeah,
was
no,
the
we
first
Trinis in
time. And my first time, there was like a snowstorm for like 3 days. We were locked inside. So that alone mentally, that was a lot. So really adapting. The food, not too bad, because as you know, there's a lot of Caribbean restaurants around there.
Oh, yes,
So
yes.
I was good with the food, but I still miss my little callaloo and thing.
You
So
was cooking at all?
no, no, no.
Okay, okay. So
But
at this point, I'm sure you're cooking now, eh? But you wasn't cooking back
yes,
then.
no, back then is outside food. Right,
All
true.
right, all right, all
Right,
right.
true. But adaptability would definitely be what I took away at that time. It really grew me as a person to try and just figure out little things, and be like, okay, this is how it was at home, but this is not how it is here. So you need to adjust, and these little things. I think that would be the main thing.
Do you think there was anything that you did over there to preserve your culture, even though
Mm.
you were in another area at this point?
Yeah, Baltimore is very close to New York.
Right.
And I do have family in New York. So I used to visit my aunt, not all the time, but like for
Yeah.
occasions like Thanksgiving and stuff. I would go visit her, and her accent never gone. Like,
Oh
it's
gosh.
strong. So I
Proper.
felt, yes. So every time I visited her and my cousins, like, I just felt at home, and it just made me appreciate again where I'm coming from and all these things. It just brought back that culture vibe for me. Just visiting my aunts.
So the
Yeah.
families would have helped you preserve like your culture and your
Definitely.
tradition.
Definitely.
I think it's
Definitely.
wonderful when you could live abroad and have family there,
Yeah.
especially if you know to yourself that is a big jump. Then it's
Yeah.
always good to have that protection, that
Yeah.
safety, that love. So
Yeah.
you're back in Trinidad now. You leave the States. You say
Yeah.
bye-bye. You can stay
Ciao.
based on the job requirements to stay there, the
Yeah.
visa, blah, blah, blah.
Visa. Yeah. All the
All the
bureaucracy,
madness
basically.
of
Yeah.
the US.
Yeah.
They're in Trinidad now. So Adana, was it something of coming back to Trinidad to go back to another hotel, or are you thinking to start something new now? Where are you
Yeah.
when you come back? You get the management position? What happened
No,
when you
nothing,
come
boy.
back?
Nothing, boy. It really broke me. It really broke me.
Serious.
Yeah, because I'm like, I went through this in order to get something, which is a level up. Didn't get it. What was the point?
So where you coming back to in this scenario?
Nothing.
You have a
Nothing.
job?
I did have a job, entry level, basic. It was just my previous manager. She genuinely was like, Adana, if you want to come back, come back. Just know it's going to be the same thing that you were doing before, because we have no availability for any other positions.
How did this impact you knowing that, you really put your time and energy into, you put your hopes up a little bit
Yeah.
during all this period? How did that affect you at that point?
Listen, it really broke me. I felt like I wasted my time. I went through all of this for nothing. It just really and truly just make you realize what's the point, because it is not like the whole year was sponsored. Everything came from my pockets, right? I paid for everything. I committed my time, my energy, everything. Great experience, but at the end of the day, I was expecting something in return for that commitment, right? But it really, really hurt, man. And I I just had to deal with it. I just had to accept it.
So it hurt you, but did it give you a sense of humility though?
I don't know if I had that type of mentality back then.
Back then.
Yeah, I was still so young.
You're bitter though, or you're
ye-
just keeping your head down and moving?
that just keeping my head down and doing what I have to do.
But are you
Because
doing
I've
it to the best of what you could do?
Yes, yes.
All right, all
I
right.
have
So you're
never
not
been a
half
bitter
stepping.
person. No, no, no,
Right,
no. I've
right.
never been a bitter person, and I've never been someone to not give my all, regardless of the situation. So at that time, yes, I have an entry level job, but I'm doing it to the best of my ability. And at the same time, I'm just like, I'm hurt. I want to say that's the word. I'm hurt. You know,
But do
I'm
you feel
more
like the
hurt.
experience was not worth it? When you look back now,
No, I definitely worth it. I'm happy I did it. I'm happy.
did
I
it.
would recommend it to anyone.
you know, at the end, if you could give the people some information as to how
Oh,
they
yeah.
can do that, because I'm sure there's people who would see this and, you know, you're going to inspire some people from your
100%.
story. So, bitter Adana, we're in the bitter era now. Now, obviously, every era does only last for a certain time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
which era do we transition into after this bitterness?
Well, you know, once you leave a country, no matter where you're from, you come back home, you're just like we say your foot itching.
So, you had this itch still.
Yes, son. After a couple months, the foot start to itch. The
And what you
foot start to
thinking?
itch. Where to go? Where can I go next? You know, at this point, for me, don't know what's possible.
You don't have
'Cause
the knowledge at this point.
exactly, I don't know
Okay.
what's possible. So I'm still like, okay, can I? Like, you know, what to do. So I started searching and looking about and stuff like that. And then a friend of mine at the time, he actually left and went to the Middle East. And he is the one who reached out to me and said, hey, Adana, actually, this is what's happening in the Middle East. They're opening hotels here and they're looking for staff. You should apply. Boom, mind blown. I applied for at least, I want to say at least 5 or 6 positions. I really went in.
Is this a
All in.
difficult process to apply? How long is this taking?
With the Marriott brand, man, their interview process is very, very long. They have specific questions they ask you. If you're within the company, it's a bit easier because you can do transfers and at least they know that you know the brand and all these things. But as an outsider, it's very, very competitive. And I see why. It's a great brand and a lot of people get to work there and all these things. Like it's good and I get it. So they're trying to what do you call it? Sift through all the people. So
Marriott,
for
you
me,
say, you know,
yeah, Marriott International.
what a brethren or a friend to have to be
Yeah.
able to give you that link or that
Listen,
reach out, you know?
listen.
Lessons, that real
So
bad.
grateful, so grateful. I feel like now in my life, looking back, I'm like, listen, the best way that I was able to reach where I am is because of my network, because of people who knew me and knew my abilities. That's why I'm where I am today. Yes, I work hard and I went through the process and all these things, but at the end of the day, people knowing you is very important, and people knowing your abilities is very important. So always be sharp, always do your best because you don't know who's looking.
But that is some beautiful advice to already inspire anyone. And the beautiful thing is, Adana, I have met you as a person, so I didn't need to know you for years to know that the kind
Yeah.
of person you are. So this is not surprising to hear that your network has been able to vouch for you because
Yeah.
that's, you know, your word is your bond, who you are as a person is your bond.
Exactly.
So boom now, we get through to Marriott.
Yes, we all up in the Dubais.
And
All
now
up in the Dubais.
you moving not from Trinidad
Yeah, boy.
to North America. You are now migrating, Adana, from Trinidad to the Middle East.
Yeah, boy.
Now, I've been to one country there, and that heat alone on the first night, I couldn't take that, boy.
Yeah.
You reach to Dubai. One thing I just do, I don't know if people else do it. When I step off a plane, the first thing I just do is take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, just to smell where I am.
Yeah, wow.
You're
I
touching
love
Dubai.
that.
Yeah.
I love that.
You could feel
Wow.
it instantly if you could feel the bad pollution, especially when you live in places with bad pollution.
Yeah,
you
that's
could
how I
feel
felt
it.
when I reached Bangkok.
Exactly. You know, you could feel it and you could smell it, you know it, it's there.
You want to hold your breath. Yeah, no, I understand.
So you reach to
Um,
Dubai now.
yeah.
What is the instant first change you've noticed?
Now, remember that time still, I'm not fully aware of myself. I'm still very young.
Right.
So
How
the
old is Adana
mentality,
at this point?
I am 20, either 23, 24, somewhere there.
Adana, that's a really young age to be
Oh,
making
yeah.
such a big jump.
Yeah. I want to say 23, somewhere there.
That's
So
not really young.
that's the thing. I tell you, I don't know myself yet. I
You
don't know who,
figuring
I
out
don't know.
yourself in the Middle East.
Exactly, exactly. I don't know who Adana is. So
Wow.
the way you're talking now, I could relate because of who I am now. But back then,
Of course. We don't know what we don't know back then. Tell us of the Dubai experience from someone who is not only just working in hospitality, but is from a whole different lifestyle and culture.
it was tough. The first 6 months of me living in Dubai was tough. It was mentally exhausting. When I say mentally, it's because there's a lot of racism there. And
A place with
it
so much mixture has racism, eh?
it hit me in a way where I didn't expect exactly what you just said. A place that has such multiculturalism is like, there's racism there. How? You know? So when it hit me personally now, I was taken aback because I'm like, what's going on? And first of all, I've never ever had it like that before.
Right.
I've never been attacked like that before. It hit me on a personal level. I don't want to get into too much details because I don't want people to think bad about it, but
No, but I
it,
think it's still okay to share an experience, because
yeah,
as we were saying earlier, you don't know what you don't know. And I
yeah,
think our purpose here is to really, you're not bad talking it at all, but your experience definitely may not be someone else's
that's
experience,
true.
but at least to be aware of what someone experiences, I think could also benefit someone else. So if you don't mind
No, you're
sharing
right.
one little story.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's so true because I feel like if someone shared their story with me before, maybe I would have been more aware and on the lookout for it
Or
and
not
not
too
be,
surprised if it
yeah,
really hits you. Just all right,
yeah,
I could expect this to happen at any moment. If it
yeah,
doesn't, bless. But if
yeah,
it does, damn. At least
yeah,
a little away. So
yeah.
talk to the people then.
So basically, within the Middle East, or at least I should talk about Dubai. Within Dubai, again, a lot of different cultures. Now, people travel to Dubai just to work, and it's only fair. It's a great experience. It's a great job opportunity. Now, with people of darker skin, it comes across as though one, you're a refugee, or you're just poor in general, and that is the persona that they have, like that stigma, right?
Right.
So with me, I'm part of that stigma, right? And I guess at one point actually embarrassed me and was like, go back to your country. And this was simply because I could not give him the request that he needed at the time from the front desk. And it hurt. It hurt me so bad because at that point, I'm like, first of all, I don't need to be here, sir. Like, I couldn't talk back at the time, huh? I couldn't talk back. I was numb. I was stunned. I literally went back to the office and I cried
So
because,
you fell into shock and you
yeah,
just shock
yeah.
and flight. Wow.
My manager at the time, he was a local, and he was like, I don't know what's going on. And told him, he went straight outside to that guest and he stood up for me. He was like, do not speak to my staff like that. She told you XYZ, and this is the situation XYZ. And after that, I solely respected my manager because I'm like, yes, this is someone I look up to, you know?
So does this experience help shape you into another person at this point? Because, I think after you experience racist encounters, even looking back at my story, there was
Mm-hmm.
this energy that I was able to get from it
Mm.
to transform that energy into something positive. Did you have any moment
Yes.
like that?
Yes, because after that, a guest was never going to talk to me like that again. And it's not just, okay, they're never going to say it. They can say it. It's free speech. But my reaction would be different, right?
So you
My
get a little tough
reaction.
skin.
Yes. That is when the tough skin come in. Get leather skin. Yeah. I literally, I literally became like this new person of, okay, this is how it is. Adana, you need to toughen up. You need to be strong. You cannot be crying in front of people like this, especially when they think they break you, because you don't want them to see that they break you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Of course. Yeah,
You know
especially
what I mean?
young black woman from across the world. Of course, I think it's so sad what women actually have to go through. I see it all around me.
Yeah.
And to know that you are able to gain such of a strength, I think
Yeah.
that's applaudable in every light, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I really
So,
grew up. I really grew up there.
so we're in Dubai now. How long you was in Dubai for?
I was there for 3 years.
So I
Three
think
years.
this point is probably, let's say, 23 to 26.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Now you're kind of molding into more of a
Yes.
woman. I mean, you're a
Yes.
woman already, but
Yeah.
you know that
I'm
tree,
I'm
yeah.
finding myself a bit more now. Now I know, okay, what Adana likes, what she doesn't like, who she likes interacting with, because that was very important in Dubai, right? There's so many different cultures, so many different personalities. So I found there was a huge Caribbean diaspora,
Of
especially
course.
within the Trini crew
We
and
everywhere.
Jamaican as well. So I did find my people, and that was the best because I felt like home. You know, I had my Trini food when I'm ready. The accents. You know, when you hear that accent, it's like, yes.
Recognizable
Whew.
anywhere. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it make you feel like homeboy.
So is Adana dating during this time? Are
I in the
you
streets, bro. No,
What was
no,
these
no.
streets like? What was these streets like in
Oh
Dubai?
gosh, don't make me laugh. No, okay. Yes, I was dating, but it wasn't like, okay, in Dubai, the culture is a hookup culture.
Right.
Let's be real, it's a hookup
All right.
culture.
So,
If you do find your partner, good for you. Keep it moving, keep it pushing. But majority of people is hookup culture. So it was difficult to date, especially for someone. What's the word? A monogamist. And I feel like
yes, we're not into that
I'm
poly business.
I'm the exclusive type. If we
Yeah.
together, it's just we.
We Lincoln. Done.
So that was difficult to find there because everybody, right? But I did meet a lot of kind people. I made friends. Like, I think for me, that was the most important part. It wasn't necessarily about meeting this guy and this guy and this guy. No, it was genuinely about connecting with people and making good relationships and just having lifelong friends, which I succeeded with. Like, up to this day, I have lifelong friends that I met in Dubai, male and female, you know?
You know, Adana,
Mhm.
one thing I'm noticing, everything that you're saying right now, and I hope the people are hearing this as well, everything you're saying right now goes back to continuously building your network. Because it seems that even in those situations, you are still building your network, which, as you
Yeah.
rightfully say, you still have to this day. So, dating aside, you're still able to build your network. Let's say a day do work out, or you ain't really too compatible, you find out, are you still able to keep this person as a friend in your network?
Exactly. Yes, of
It is?
course.
Okay.
Of course. Because for me, it was never a bitter thing. It was never a bitter thing. For me, it's like, if it is, we're not compatible, it's not working, okay, move on. But just know, no love lost. If you want to stay cool, we cool. If you don't want to stay cool and you were hurt, you know, people be in their feelings, okay, fine, no problem. You move on, I move on. But it was never about hurting someone. It was just about getting to know you. If our energies match, great. If our energies don't match, move on.
So,
Yeah.
were you ever on one side the heartbreaker or
Mm,
the other side heartbroken? Did you ever had any one of those two?
both.
Okay.
I've been on both sides. And again, life, just life, you know. Nothing serious, which I'm grateful
Okay.
for. Just, you know, them little crushes or your little one or two flings.
Yeah.
Simple things. Nothing to the point where it's just like you were in danger or nothing of that sort. It was, I am grateful that I've been safe throughout my journey and traveling. Very safe. I do have stories and stuff to share, but it's not like a true crime.
This ain't no Lifetime series.
Yeah, no. We ain't doing that. I Trini. I don't have time for that drama.
We ain't had the bacchanal in it.
No. I don't need it. But yeah, so I dated until I found Mr.
Yes,
Man.
Mr. Italy himself.
Yeah. So we did meet in the hotel that I worked at. We worked at the same hotel.
Was
I
it love
would
at first sight?
No, it was not. It was not. I was like, who is this pretty boy? Not me,
Okay.
not today.
A former wet man, eh?
Yes.
Adana convert the wet man. So tell us
Yes.
about meeting Mr. Aurelio now.
It was very much like transactional because where he lived was next door to me and he needed the Wi-Fi because in Dubai, all
He needed
employees
the
live in the
Wi-Fi.
same building. His room coincidentally was next to mine. My room had the router for the Wi-Fi, so it connected to his room. I originally was paying the Wi-Fi. If he needed it, he needed to pay me for the Wi-Fi. Simple. Transactional. I only saw him on the due date. And then after a couple months, it was literally just that. No lie, literally just that. Then one day, went to this Caribbean club. I see Mr. Man. I'm like, sorry, I
The
need to
Caribbean Club.
in the Caribbean club.
Okay, well,
And
just
I'm
to,
like,
just to put it out there, he's a white boy.
he's white.
He's white. So
Love him.
you're seeing this
Yeah.
white boy in the
Yeah.
Caribbean party.
Yeah, so
All right, I
say,
like that.
this not adding up. Something wrong. This is strange. So I went up to him, obviously, because I'm like, I know him, you know.
We
So
know
I'm
each
like,
other. Yeah.
I'm like, what you doing here? He said, oh, I love Caribbean music. I love reggae music. And he's singing all these songs and things. And I was like, okay, impressed, you know.
Busting all the vibes, Carter. Eh?
Hey, well, the tunes, you know, tunes I don't even know. Like, no
That one
lie.
you know it
Tunes,
real. That one you know it's serious. Yeah.
tunes I don't even know,
And
boy.
I could verify to the people that he's certified. He's a certified one, you know. I meet a couple frauds in the lifetime of living abroad. He's a certified Caribbeaner.
Yes, yes, yes. So it really shocked me because, I mean, as I said before, transactional. At that, during those months, I don't know him personally. So I don't know his likes and dislikes, right? It's only on that day I found out about this. And after that day, we started hanging out more, connecting. We honestly became friends. We were friends first. From there, I went on vacation to the Philippines for 10 days or so. And he messaged me and he was like, I think we need to talk when you come back. So I was like, okay. And then we spoke and he just like admitted that he was missing me and all these things. And that's when, you know, feelings started coming up and we started looking at this might be something real, you know, a possibility coming up here. So that's when we actually started dating exclusively. I tell you, I don't like that.
Then playing around.
So we started dating exclusively, and yeah, one thing led to the next, and then boom, your girl get married.
Wow.
Yeah,
So for the people
1
who
year
listening,
later.
how-
1 year later.
That in itself, I remember the first time you told me that,
Yeah.
I was like, how?
How?
I really
Yeah.
curious again.
Yeah.
How, Adana? How after
yeah.
a year you just cash in?
Listen, real people ask me that, you know. Real people ask me that, and I'll be honest, and he says the same thing too. When you know, you know.
Is that a true statement?
For me,
Of
it is.
course, of
For
course.
other people, it's different. I have nothing against people who be together for 10 years and don't know what they want. Like, that was not my life. But for me, it was okay. Do we see each other together forever? Yes. Easy answer. Or do you feel like you need to see other people? No.
Right. Who brings up this conversation a year later? Is this a mutual feeling that both only feeling this and saying, all right, babes, I think we should do this?
Yeah,
Or he
we
just
actually
bust the proposal out.
Yeah, he can't, he's not spontaneous like that. Our conversations were deep and it took days for this conversation to happen. Like it was happening over a course of time. It didn't happen overnight. It did not happen overnight. We talked about it a lot. And I think just talking about it together, you realize that, hey, this is something we both want. You know? And it was just there. It was just a feeling, boy. I don't know how to explain it. It's like indescribable. It's indescribable.
He's from Italy and you're from Trinidad. How
Mhm.
was that blending of two different cultures to now marriage? What's that experience, or what is it that
Yeah.
that blending of cultures?
I'm still learning. He's still learning. Each other, I mean. We
course.
would never stop. We would never stop learning each other.
But back then,
But-
to go into that 1 year, like, how are you seeing those cultures blending well together?
I think because he had a love for my culture, it was
Right.
easy for me to welcome him in.
Yes.
Because there was no question about, for example, my gosh, I don't like soca, or what is this
What is
music?
that?
There was none of that. There was none of that. It was also natural for me to welcome him into my culture because I know he already had a love for what he knew about it already, right?
Do you think that's one of the most important stuff?
Yes. Yes,
Because,
yes, yes.
you know, having to teach someone your culture, Dana,
Yeah.
especially in a little place where we come from.
Yeah.
It's not easy if you don't have like at least 2%, 3% knowledge, you know?
It's not easy at all.
So
And
one, he had the knowing of the culture.
yeah, he did.
Good.
There was a lot for him to learn, the food, the slangs, but it wasn't resisted, which is what I mean in terms of he welcomed it easily.
What
Easily. There
about
was no
on the other
resistance.
side?
For me, I knew nothing about Italy. All I know is they're good at pasta and pizza. But again, being the person that I am in terms of adventure and wanting to travel, for me, it was also easy to welcome it. You know, it was easy for me to want to learn about his culture. So I think that was so important, boy. That was so important.
How long
Because
after
imagine,
you start
Mhm.
dating, you get to Italy or learn about
Ah,
his culture?
well, he actually invited me when we were
Wait,
dating. I
wait,
want
wait,
to
wait,
say,
wait,
yeah,
wait, 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 wait. So this man was real intentional, boy.
yeah, yeah, he was.
Fellas, intentionalities are a big thing, eh?
Let's say we started dating. I know months wise. Let's say we started dating in February. I went to Italy with him either September or October. He invited me as a friend.
And I know
Yeah.
Italy is very family oriented, so
Oh,
family matters.
we stayed with his mom and dad.
So
They
they
welcomed
accepted
me
you open
easy,
arms.
open arms, yo, open
Beautiful.
arms. And I think it's because they also know their son, right? So they know, okay, whoever he brings home, it's because he trusts them and he wants them to know about his family,
Right.
right? So at the end of the day, because they're so close and they have such a great relationship, they know their son. So it was easy for them to welcome me in because they know, okay, we trust who he brings
His
home.
judgment.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah.
So is the marriage what brought you to Italy, or are you guys still in Dubai at this point in time after you get married?
No, so still in Dubai. Well, we didn't get married in Dubai. We actually left Dubai together, unmarried. We were like, okay, what is next, right? We were like trying to figure it out. We were still boyfriend girlfriend, and we said, okay, yes, we like Dubai, but we're getting older, and the Dubai culture, again, that hookup scene, there's no future and stability for couples. So what are we going to do? And that's when we started having that conversation about trying to figure out where to go next. We did not want to go back to our home countries. So we're like, okay, let's do some research. And that's when we found the Cayman Islands.
Wow. Is
Yeah.
this whole other segment into your journey?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you leave Dubai,
Yeah.
you go to the Cayman Islands.
Cayman Islands. Yeah.
As a
Yeah.
couple.
Well, we got married in between. So we left Dubai, came to Italy, got married, then went to the Cayman Islands.
Like you're not playing with a location of marriage, boy. Make sure and
Yeah,
get
yeah.
certified in the Italy. You don't know how you had to play that
I
role
mean,
after.
hello.
So you go back from Dubai to the Caribbean now. What is,
Yeah.
and are
The
you doing the
plan
same
was
job?
to, yes, we're still in hotels. The
So you're able to
plan,
move.
yeah. That's the good thing about hospitality, right? You're able to once you're in, it's easy to jump around. Yeah, it's so easy. But for me, it was mainly getting or going to a place that's closer to home. Mind you, I never felt further away from home than ever. Like I felt closer to Trinidad living in Dubai than Cayman Islands.
What was
Yeah.
the motivation, apart from not liking Dubai, to want to be closer to home? Are you feeling homesick at this point in time? Is the
Yeah.
journey too long? What's
Yeah,
going on?
but that was the thing for me. I while I lived in Dubai, I didn't go home, so I didn't see home in over 5 years or so, right? So going back to Cayman, it was like, all right, we're in the Caribbean. I'm able to go home more often. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. Why? Because I didn't realize that there were not many inter-Caribbean flights. You always have to go through the US or you go through Jamaica, which is great, but it's very expensive because it's the only route.
So for the Cayman Islands, could you tell us about it in terms of where is it compared to Trinidad? What is life like there? What is the difference between the both?
Yeah. So in the archipelago of the Caribbean, Trinidad is to the bottom and basically Cayman Islands is to the top. So literally to the most north of the archipelago. In terms of culture, the Cayman Islands has a mix. So it does have a huge British background because it's still colonized by the British.
Still,
Yeah, it's still colonized by the British.
Wow.
Yeah, they have their own currency though, which is stronger than the US dollar. It's one of the most
Say
like
that again?
it's the currency
Yeah.
is stronger than the US dollar.
Whoa, it makes me smile to hear somebody say that. You know? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's one of the strongest currencies in the world, actually.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, the Cayman Islands is also a financial hub, as you know. I mean, it's always in the movies about money laundering, which is terrible,
So the
but
cost of living there is high then.
extremely high,
Mm,
extremely high. They
right.
target retirees, right? They target retirees with money.
The
So
boomers.
absolutely. So at the end of the day, if you're not part of that world, you might struggle. But it's a beautiful life. It's a beautiful lifestyle. It's a safe island. Comparing to Trinidad, I'm telling you, it is extremely safe. Like you leave something there, it's gonna be there tomorrow. Like it is extremely safe and beautiful. Very beautiful. It's just really small, you know? So you're limited with things to do, but there is things to do once you find your passion or you find your hobbies and you find your vibe and community.
So what is the
Um,
community like? Like how are you now with a newlywed husband? How are you all getting involved in not just your work life, but the community life now?
yeah, I actually created, I'm proud to say this, I created a Trini group in the Cayman Islands with five
Let's
of us,
go.
and all of us were basically within the hotel industry, so it was easy to meet and stuff. Today, this is 4 years later, it is 106 people in the group chat.
Top to that, top to that, top to
And
that.
and within the course of the 4 years, meeting more trainees and stuff, we start meeting up, doing events together, just really keeping the community alive as Trinidadians in another country. So it was great. It was beautiful. I just felt further away from home. Why I said that is because I genuinely thought I would have been able to travel back home more often, but
Well, that
sadly,
sounds like a trap, like an expensive trap to
yeah,
have.
sadly, I couldn't. I only visited home once. No, twice since I was in the Cayman Islands over the span of 4 years.
But then how has your life changed now over this course of these Dubai to Cayman Islands? Because now it seems that, you're getting more financially
Yeah.
like secure and things like
Yes.
this. What
Yeah.
are your plans? What are you thinking now, you and your husband? What's your
Honestly,
process?
I'm more mature. I'm 100% mature in terms of understanding, okay, I have a goal. How do I get to this goal? What do I need to do? What steps do I need to take to get to this goal? So now I have a vision. I have, I don't want to say a future, but I have a vision and I have something that I'm working towards. And I'm working towards it with a partner,
Oh,
you know?
that's
So
beautiful,
that
man.
maturity really came out of me when I left Dubai, honestly. And it felt good again having to do that with someone who has the same vision,
Like
right?
mindedness, right?
Exactly, exactly. Like you're literally a partnership. You're doing this together. And that's when being in Cayman Islands now, that vision started coming to life because we're like, okay, we're here for a reason. What is that reason? XYZ. Good. Okay. Now let's make it happen. And that's why we lasted there the 4 years. And
4 years,
after four
then
years,
Cayman.
boom, got the goal, which was the Airbnb.
So this is where we now enter into your business entrepreneurial stage.
Yeah.
So you do 4 years in Cayman, and then the light bulb hits you. You want to tell us
Yeah.
about this process? Before
Yeah.
we meet, apparently, this was before we
Yeah, it
met,
was in
right?
the works before, yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
in the Cayman Islands, we actually met the goal a couple years before leaving Cayman Islands, and we were able to purchase our property right now that we're running as an Airbnb and Booking.com rental property. So while we were in Cayman Islands, we were
Oh, I
building that
just
project.
love hearing you say that. Can you say that one
Yeah.
more time? Big up, my friend,
Oh my God.
certified.
Yeah. No, it was a lot of work, huh? It was a lot of work, but so grateful to reach this far with it.
So
So
tell us
grateful.
about that, man. How, no, this is in Italy, right?
Yeah.
Is it a difficult process acquiring land in
Mm.
Italy, or do you need a partner to get land in Italy or houses? How does this work?
Yeah, I would say it could be either or. What I learned about Italy is that it also depends on your nationality. I'm not sure about all nationalities, but certain nationalities have more rights than others. So it's easier to probably purchase a property if you have a specific nationality compared to someone else. Luckily for me, I didn't check all of that because
You
I
didn't need
have an
to.
Italian person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So for me, I was grateful that Aurelia was able to just do all the bureaucracy stuff. And I basically focused on all the operations, all the systems, all those things. So when it came to that, Aurelia organized everything. I know it was difficult because the government system, it's not as stable as you would want it to be. So there are a
Okay.
lot of things that you have to like understand in detail and be careful because it said this, but you can't do that. Like you have to really and truly read through the fine print a lot when it comes to Italy and their bureaucracy. So I would say that was one of the things I genuinely did not like. It shocked me to know that, hey, but they said this. No, but this is what it has, So you have to be careful with that. But besides that, it took us about 2 years to build the property because we built it from scratch with the vision of what we wanted it to look like for luxury. We come from luxury brands, so we know what we could offer clients, and we want to be like top notch at the top of the game when it comes to luxury here. And we are actually, we've become super hosts in 3 months of opening.
Anita, this is where I put in the edit of some claps, and some claps gonna be put in. Say, that is beautiful, my
Yeah,
friend.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
was the motivation stay in Cayman until we're able to build this property and then we
Yeah.
leave?
Yeah, yeah, because there was no way we could have left Cayman and have the financial stability that we had there in order to continue the project. So we had to make sure we need to finish the project while living and working in Cayman in order to then leave. Yeah, that was the plan.
So when was the final? All right, it's time to leave now. What are you feeling like? What are you going back to when we
Yeah.
make this final decision?
Yeah, for me, I actually wanted to leave sooner than the plan. I think I got to the point where I was tired. Like I was just like, I am exhausted, and I felt taken for granted of by the company that I was working at the time. I loved the company, I really did, but it reached a point where I was giving so much and I wasn't getting anything in return. So I started feeling like heavy. I was like, I'm working so hard and
Right.
it's not giving me what I want, you know? So I decided to leave in August of 2024, last year.
Whoa.
Yeah, I left in August. Aurelio stayed because, like I said, we still had that vision, that goal. So he stayed a couple months longer just to make sure that, everything was sorted out properly. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to travel.
Now, this is around the time where we would come into meeting each other now.
Exactly.
So August
Exactly.
2024,
Mm-hmm.
I remember someday looking at the community page.
Uh-huh.
I see this person. Hello,
Uh-huh.
I am
And I
from
was so
Trinidad.
extra. I was so extra because I excited. I happy. I glad.
No, first of all, you're ready to travel. You want to travel. Where you want to travel?
Yeah, so that's the next thing. So the plan now in my head, I'm like, okay, if I'm leaving my stable job, I need to make sure I have something as a backup. Even though we have the property, it's not 100% ready. So I need to have some sort of backup. So I started doing research and I found the TEFL course. That's
Tell
where I
us
found
about
the
the
TEFL
TEFL course for the people who don't know.
Yeah, so TEFL, so teaching English as a foreign language, is a course where you basically just teach English. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, this is easy. Into when I say easy, I mean like it's something I could do.
How did you find about it? What are you Googling at this point? Do you know about teaching abroad?
No, I was just searching remote opportunities because I know I
Okay.
wanted to travel and I know I wanted to make money while traveling.
Right.
So I just started looking, like searching remote opportunities, and everybody started talking about, yeah, teach English, teach English, teach English. Okay,
Right.
all right, teach English. Okay, how? And that's and that's when I did the deep dive.
And Thailand was the first on your list when you first.
No, actually, no.
So,
So my best friend and I wanted this remote lifestyle because we wanted to do the traveling and working. So I found a particular website that did the course, and they had multiple locations of
Yes.
where you can do the course. So Thailand was honestly just one of, right? We looked at Peru because I was very much interested in Latin America.
Yes.
So we did look at Peru. I looked at Japan. I looked at, there was somewhere else in Europe I looked at because I was like, I'm not going back to Italy because that's where I know I would live. So I would rather
After.
go somewhere that I've never been before. Only makes
Okay.
sense, right?
Of course.
So I boiled down to Chiang Mai, Thailand, because of the cost. It was honestly the cheapest option. And it seemed like a really chill city when we did our research because I
Right.
didn't want to go anywhere too loud and crazy and like
Yeah.
like
I
too
know your
much.
vibes. Yeah.
No, I just wanted chill. I wanted a reasonable package because again, I'm not working, so I need to manage my budget really well.
Right.
So that's how we landed on Chiang Mai. And I found you way before. I think I found you like in May or something because we've been planning this leaving in August for a year actually. Ashley and
Okay.
I. Ashley and I
Right.
were planning it for like a good year or at least 8 to 6 months we were planning leaving in August. So I found you on Explore page. Clearly, my phone knew that I was looking at Chiang Mai, and I found your community page.
Afro-Caribbean Chiang Mai.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
And the video that it was, I will never forget. The video was the Songkran video.
Yes.
Because I saw the flag and it was soca music and all these things. And I went mad. I was like, oh, it has soca in Thailand.
Man.
I went mad. So I immediately was like, oh my God, I need to message this page. Don't know who managing it. Don't know nothing. I need to message this page. When you respond, I was like I was so I was so happy. I was so happy. I was giddy. So it just made me feel good because I'm like, okay, I'm going to a place I don't know, but at least I know that I can know someone.
Of
You know
course,
what I mean?
again, building your network and community. I
Yeah.
hope everyone is hearing. This is the key theme that I'm hearing with you. Is
Yeah.
not only a spectacular planning ability, but your networking skills and ability. Because
Yeah.
I remember getting that message way before, and it's so crazy because there's many times when I get messages from people who say, "I'm coming in a couple months," and you might meet them, you mightn't meet them, you might even forget that
Yeah.
you got this message from this person.
Yeah.
And then
And I followed up. I
yeah,
followed up.
that's
Because
what
when I
was
got
saying.
there, I was like, I need to message this guy like now. And I messaged you as soon as we reached in Thailand. I messaged you. Like, I'm so grateful that I did that because that's who I am. I don't like going to places where I feel like I know no one. Even if
Right.
I know one
One
person,
person.
one
Yeah.
person. That's all you need to know because that one person knows someone else who you're going to know after, right? And that's how I know meet Lira. This is
The
this is how-
community, man.
this is how the community is built.
And Adana, one thing I must say, meeting you and even Ashley, that meant a lot to me because, there's not much Caribbean people here in Thailand.
Yeah.
So, finding community here, if we're doing it's probably based on like our skin color, black
Yeah.
people or things that you're interested in, things you like to do. That's kind of how you build a community.
Yeah.
But you have no idea how excited I was. I think,
Yeah.
how did we meet at this cafe? I think
Yeah. Because I messaged you
it was
and
so
you said
cool.
you're gonna work.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, us too.
We
And
had a-
you sent me like 3 or 4 different cafes. And the cafe you went to was a cafe I went to because I was like, I like this spot. And then boom, done.
literally, and this is where we go back to like fate and coincidence because
Yes.
there's this one spot that I go all the time where I like to do my work, good food, and I told you I was going there, but we didn't discuss time, we didn't say when, and no
Nothing.
lie, as I pull up and park my bike and I come off my bike, you and Ashley come in,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we just hit it off instantly.
One time.
I think that day in particular, you remember we actually
closed the
spent
place.
we closed the place. And we ended up going to real space
Another
after.
place.
We hung out the whole day.
All
So
day. Yeah.
So tell me about your Thailand experience. Like I know we got together, we cooked, we had
Yeah.
cultural times, but what
Yeah.
was your experience coming to Asia for the first time?
Yeah, I think, well, it wasn't my first time in Asia, but it was my first time in Thailand.
Oh,
So
so
I
you had
think,
some travel experience before, man.
yeah, because in
Oh God,
Dubai, Asia is close.
tell me people where you go. You mean?
No, I've been to Sri Lanka. I've
Right.
been to Sri Lanka for a wedding. Actually, every time I've been somewhere, it was a wedding. I went to Sri Lanka for a wedding, and I went to Philippines for a wedding as well.
Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. So Asia for me, I love the culture, and again, now I'm in my mature era, so
Course.
I'm not thinking about what I don't like. I'm thinking about what I appreciate, how I'm gonna adapt to a little bit of the changes,
Right.
the culture changes. Um,
You're more versed at this point.
yes,
And
yes, yes.
that's where
And
the
I'm
experience comes
embracing,
in.
yes, and I'm embracing everything that the culture has to offer me,
Shocks
you
and
know?
all.
Everything, boy, everything. All them Uber rides, Lord. I had to get used to that. That was something I had to get used to. The spicy foods, like, these things I had to get used to, but no love lost. Like, it was such an incredible experience. Chiang Mai has my heart.
So tell us about
100%.
your Thailand experience. What was it like for you?
Getting here was long. We came
Right.
from Italy. So we got a flight from Italy to Bangkok, Bangkok to Chiang Mai. When I got to Bangkok, apparently there's this, oh gosh, it was a card. I don't know if it was yellow fever or something else.
Yeah, the yellow fever card, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, didn't know I needed that. So
Well,
they pulled me aside.
technically you don't.
But
Well,
it's the thing.
yeah,
So they pulled me aside because they saw my passport.
of course.
But luckily, I didn't come from Trinidad. I came from Italy. So because I said I live in Italy, they let me go. So apparently, if I said that I came from Trinidad, I would have had to do some long drama screening and all these things.
Well, it doesn't even matter where you come from. Well, you were able to be lucky because whenever I leave and come back, I
Yeah.
just head there one time because it's really just about the
Oh,
passport.
yeah.
So it's like passport holders from this country,
Yeah,
they need it. It takes
exactly.
like literally 5 minutes, and there's nothing you
Okay.
really actually need to like prove that you have one. But
Okay,
it's
okay.
just one of those bureaucratic things that we have to do. But anyway,
Gotcha.
so you get there, you get through though. You get
Yeah, yeah,
through.
yeah, yeah. Because for
All
me, that
right.
was a slight panic because I didn't know what this was. It
Right.
was shocking, right? So I thought I had to get something. But the entire journey was fine. We did backpack, so we only had our backpacks,
Which now,
literally.
I never do that,
Yeah, I
I,
highly recommend it.
I never had the need
Highly.
to.
Listen, that humbles you.
Of course,
That
like
humbles you.
I have seen people just the weight on that alone. I don't want to be toting that airport, but I guess when you live here and you vacation to the region, you're
Yeah.
vacationing to come back,
Back. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I would
Your
love
whole
to try
life
that.
is not my whole life in a bag.
How is that feeling like, man? Tell me.
And I want to tell you, it's humbling because at the end of the day, you realize that you're not materialistic. I mean, I know I'm not materialistic, but it just like defines it even more. And then you realize that the little things matter. It's not about the extraness. It's not about all the drama. It's just like, hey, if you have a toothbrush and a soap, and you don't even need a towel. 'Cause it's just the little things actually matters,
What
But yeah,
was
it
that
humbling.
one thing that you realized you could not do without? Like not necessity.
That's a tough one. That's a
Not
tough one. What I could not do with, oh, whoa, that is a tough one, man. I have to come back to that because
no
I feel
problem.
like I know what it is. Sneakers.
Sneakers.
But why? Why? Because I hate sneakers. Like I don't wear sneakers. Like it doesn't exist for me.
In your world, yeah.
It doesn't exist. But I had to buy a sneakers because one, and I have to say this, but it's just dirty. Like the streets are dirty, right? The streets are dirty. And you walk a lot. You walk a lot, especially if you don't have the bike, like how you have a bike. You walk a lot, right? So I went everywhere in that sneakers. That up to this day I still have the sneakers. That sneakers saved my life in so many ways. You would not understand. Literally, I think that was the one thing that I had to grow to love.
Sneakers.
Sneakers.
That's an
It's
interesting
simple, eh?
choice.
Simple
No, but
enough.
it's so true, man. Like I know what it is like living in certain countries where, as you take a shower, you go out into the streets. By the time you come back, you're feeling like you had dust on you. I
Yeah.
can imagine walking with our slippers. I mean, that's one thing I realize I don't do. Like I hardly ever wear slippers outside. Like I'm always in
Yeah.
shoes, especially driving. So
Yeah.
you do notice that. So I can imagine for you getting accustomed to that lifestyle
That's
was
what I
it's good.
learned. I had to learn that in Thailand, man, because I was slippers everywhere.
What
Everywhere I
about
have
the
slippers.
culture and you? What was your relationship like with Thai culture?
It was easy to adapt to because I do have a lot of Asian friends already. From
Right.
Dubai, I had a lot of Asian friends. So for me, the culture was very easy to get along with, and that was the easy part for me, honestly. And I love it. Absolutely love it.
Now, tell the people where else in that trip you would have gone to because you would have left us for a little bit.
Yeah, it was so
Mhm.
sad. I went to Shanghai, like when
Yeah.
Ashley and I went to Shanghai, we actually extended, so we stayed there for like 3 weeks instead of two.
Tell the people
Beautiful.
about Chiang Rai. What is the difference? Tell the people about Chiang Mai who don't know. Tell them
Uh,
about Chiang Rai. Tell them about the differences.
I would say Chiang Mai is definitely cosmopolitan, very modern. There is the old town and all these things that you have. So you have a little bit of everything in Chiang Mai. Chiang Rai now is old school for me. And I like that to some
Yes.
extent.
Yes.
So I feel like Chiang Rai is the place I will escape to when I'm just tired of that busy hustle bustle lifestyle. Run to Chiang Mai, go to the rice fields, take in the stars, take in the nature sounds. Like that's Chiang Rai to me. And then head back to Chiang Mai to work.
What about Bangkok? What are your thoughts and feelings on Bangkok?
Oh, completely different. The south was completely different for me.
Tell us about your experience.
Bangkok, I liked Bangkok, but again, for a time. I like Bangkok to go visit friends, try foods, and then leave. It's very, very busy. There was traffic every day, all day. So that was Bangkok. Then we went to Phuket. I would never go back to Phuket.
One thing I was speaking to someone last night, and all the places that they would have gone in terms of, I feel like there's a new age of traveling.
Yeah.
Especially within the last like 2 years, where
Yeah.
Phuket has been trending, Da
Yeah.
Nang in Vietnam has been trending. So when I'm hearing people who are coming here, oh, where have you been? Yeah, Da Nang, like Phuket, I could tell it's this modern era of what's trending.
Yep.
Your experience in Phuket. What is your experience like in Phuket?
Phuket
In
is not
this
Thailand to
trending
me.
city. What is Phuket to you?
It's not Thailand. It's a whole other city from a whole nother country mixing different European countries together. That's how I feel about Phuket. I did not feel any authentic Thai, especially coming from Chiang Mai.
Of course.
If I went to Phuket first, I would have been confused going to Chiang Mai after. So
Right.
I'm so grateful I did it the opposite way because Chiang Mai is authentic Thailand. Going to Phuket, I felt zero. I felt nothing. I felt
Wow.
nothing. And that's why even Aurelio feels the same. Like we went to see what it was like. I didn't know what to expect. Now I know I'm not going back, sadly.
Wow. So
Yeah.
if you have to rank the destinations for you, Phuket is down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
would you put?
for sure.
Is there any other
For sure.
places that you want?
We
I want you
went-
to
we went
rank
to
your Thailand.
Onang. Okay, so
rank your Thailand for me.
one first would be
Mm.
Chiang Mai,
Okay.
then Chiang Rai. I would say
Onang is Krabi.
nearby,
Okay.
like next to
Okay,
Krabi. Yes,
right.
next to Krabi. Onang, because Onang is less drama than Krabi. So Onang,
Is that really, by the way?
yeah, yeah.
Really beach.
Yes. Yeah, you
That's
could take the boat to
yeah,
go
that's
there.
one of my favorite places in Thailand,
Yeah,
man.
you can take the boat to go there. After that, I would say Bangkok, because it's not like I hated Bangkok. It was nice. It was just more of the city vibe, right? It's more
Yeah.
the hustle bustle
If
vibe.
you like the city and you like
Yeah.
traffic, you're going to Bangkok.
Exactly.
Right.
And then I would say, oh, I'm sorry, before Onang, I would say Koh Sok, because we went to Koh Sok National Park. Yeah,
Not
that
too
was more
familiar, to
nature
be honest.
vibes.
All
More
right.
nature vibes, and it's a very small town. It's literally one street. I felt beautifully isolated,
Right.
if that
That's
makes
one
sense.
to be.
Beautifully isolated. So I would rank that with the Onang next to that, and then my last would be Phuket.
Okay. So, top
Yeah.
3 foods that you really loved in Thailand.
Don't start me. My fave. How do you say kosoy?
Khao
Kosoy.
soy, khao soy. Yeah, that's a curry noodle dish. Yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah.
miss that so much. Kosoy. I would say the minced one, the mincemeat one with the
Pad
rice.
krapao.
Thank you, Pad
Pad,
Krapao.
pad krapao.
Pad Krapao, and one more. One more. Oh, I would say green curry.
The green curry.
Yeah. I like my
Okay.
green curry because I really like the vegetable they put with it. The
Yes.
eggplant.
Yes, yes, yes.
I really
Okay.
like that.
Top
Yeah.
3 experiences that you had
Mm.
in Thailand.
Top 3 experiences. Can I say the temples is one? Because
Right.
I genuinely enjoyed seeing the architecture of the temples, like extremely beautiful. And there's so many.
Of
Uh
every street has
yeah,
a temple.
there's so many. So that was definitely a wow factor for me. I would say sitting at the back of the motorbike. Like
You get
that
that bike
experience is
experience.
awesome. That experience is awesome for me. Like I loved that. I felt myself after a couple weeks getting more comfortable. The first time I did it, I was like, I felt sorry for the driver. I felt like I was probably like squeezing the life out of him to make sure that I stayed on the bike. But I love that experience. And I think my building where we lived, I genuinely enjoyed just living in that building.
Okay.
We had everything. We had the gym, we had the pool, we had a sauna, we had like to me that's different, right? That to
Yeah.
me is like this is luxury. Like what this like that to me was an amazing experience. I never lived like that before.
That's so beautiful, man.
Yeah.
So, any plans to come back to this side?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So the plan is to come during the winter time here because I hate winter. So we'll come for 3 months at a time. So from let's say if not December because we want to spend it with family, we'll
Right.
come January, February, March.
Right
Yeah.
now, as we currently speak, as we know you're back in Italy now.
Yeah.
So, how is life for you now in
Italy.
Italy? How long did you
Yeah.
come on holiday for?
So we traveled for 6 months.
Yeah, I remember it was such a long time, and
Yeah, we traveled for 6 months because after Thailand we went to Vietnam.
yes. Which one did you
And then
prefer? Well, tell me about those 2. Which one did you like more or
more.
less?
I
Yeah,
think because I explored Thailand more,
yeah,
I would choose Thailand because I
of
didn't get
course.
a chance to explore Vietnam as much as we thought we would.
Biggest
So I would
difference in
always
culture.
have to the harshness of the people. I think
Mhm.
Vietnam, they're very aggressive.
Yes, I
Or
agree.
they're more aggressive rather than Thailand. The people are more soft and gentle in a way. So I would definitely say that's what stood out to me the most. The people.
Yeah, I actually agree with you, man.
Yeah, yeah.
So life in Italy now, I don't know, you want to talk to the people or I talk to the
Yeah.
people? Where's
Well,
life? Where's Adana?
this would be the debut announcement of little one. So we have a little one coming, yeah.
Congratulations.
So that has been life, honestly, at this point. Like as literally as soon as we came, boom, it
Yeah,
happened.
that's I remember that
So
like it's like holiday was nice.
so yeah, as soon as we came back, boom. So literally since we've been here, that has been the center of our lives at this point, just trying to navigate all of that. as well as the property open. So managing that at the same time.
Like, give you your flowers
Oh,
about this, man. Like, I'm so
thank
proud.
you.
I've seen your website and I will put it up on the screen so people could
Oh, thank
see
you.
what is going on. She has a wonderful luxury suite as well. Do you want
Yeah.
to tell the people about your project?
Yeah, of course. So Adalina Luxury Suite is basically based in the south of Italy in Puglia, which is one of the building regions happening right now. Everyone's talking about Puglia, so we started at the right time. It's actually built in a 16th century building, so it's very, very like they say vecchio, so it's very old looking, historic vibe. The stones, you know that the cobblestone look when you go to those ancient villages in Italy, that's literally the vibe. But once you open the door, it's modern. So it's very, again, luxury. We have a tub at the bottom and a
Ooh,
cave tub. Yeah. So that's our signature amenity, the cave tub. We have all of our amenities are branded as well. So the towels, the robes, everything is branded. And we just give a little extra for the guests, whether it's a welcome note, because I love these little things, you know. It makes a
cutesies.
difference. It makes a
Yeah, yeah,
difference in
yeah, yeah.
any guest experience. So I take my experience from before and I apply everything I know to this property. And yeah, we're really proud of it. Really proud.
That's always good to know that you're able to gain the knowledge and the experience and then transfer it into your own passion where,
Exactly.
this is something that a lot of people battle with, do I just
Yeah.
go remote? Do I work for the man? But there's always timing and good planning. We could reach to that level of
Yeah.
applying what you learn. Dana, now that you're business owner,
Hmm.
expecting mama, has being a mom now
Oh my
already
God.
changed
Yeah.
how does it change for you?
100%.
What is
Like
one of the biggest
now,
things?
now I understand the phrase, when you have a child, you're gonna know. You know, when people tell you that, like the moment you become a mother, you would understand. And I'm not, and it's not even here yet. And
Yeah,
I understand, like I'm so protective. I'm already like we're talking to him or her, and Aurelio is also very protective as well. So
of
he has
course.
become that father figure already. So it's changed us already, man. We're
This
already thinking about like we're already thinking about ah where we're gonna put the crib, like these little things. We're already thinking about those things, you know. Yeah, it's crazy.
what does this love mean compared to the other forms of love that you have? Because it's one thing
Mm,
to have love for your parents, have love for your husband, but what kind of love is this for you now?
it's scary.
Mm,
I am scared because I don't want anything to go wrong. Like that's the extent of the love. I feel like it's overwhelming. Wow. It's overwhelming. Like I haven't spoken about this to anyone in general because as you know, we haven't published anything. But it feels overwhelming, to be honest. I feel like I'm scared because I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to do the wrong thing. I want to make sure I do it right. Like it's a lot. I've never felt like this before. Ever. Usually I'm like, I don't care. Whatever. However it hang, it swing. Whatever. No, this no. I want perfect, like I want everything to be perfect. Like yeah. Yeah.
Dana, like I already know you're gonna be a wonderful mom.
Oh,
And I know that people listen to this story to hear your journey. They will be inspired by this. I want to
yeah.
leave with a couple just thought-provoking questions for you and some advice that I would like you to give to people.
Yeah.
What has the one thing, or is there one thing that you've learned in all your journey of traveling that you think has brought you to this point in your life? What are there any lessons that stand out that have allowed you to become this woman you are today?
This will sound very simple, but just be kind. Be a nice human being because once you're a good human being, it exudes. People see it, people feel it, people are attracted to it. And when you don't have to beg people or like force people to be in your orbit or to welcome them to you, it just feels natural. And your blessings flow even more, right? Your blessings just come to you, boy. It just comes to you when you're a good person. I feel like even with us, I immediately click to you because I'm like, this guy is great.
Thank
and
you.
I feel like you felt the same
Of course, yeah.
towards me.
It was
And
so mutual.
right. So again, and we're exchanging, we're doing things together, even with the distance. I feel like once you're a good person, man, anything is possible.
There's this person in Trinidad now who is figuring out what they want to do with their life.
Yeah.
They're considering moving abroad. They don't know where to start. Could you
Mm,
point them in any direction that today or tomorrow they start doing this research?
mm-hmm.
A couple of months they could change their life. Is there any
Yeah.
key advice you can give?
Yeah. First of all, you have to do your research.
Of
You
course.
can't just sit down and say, I want better and not do anything about it. That's the first thing. So, yes, to research. Secondly, what do you like, right? Because a lot of us want to do things, but you don't actually like that, or you just, yes, you're still figuring out yourself, but you still have to know what you like. And I think once you know what you like, it's easy to kind of like, okay, if I like this, maybe this is something I can look into. You know what I mean? Yeah. I
So
would
these would
say,
be the
yeah,
two things.
yeah,
Know what you like and do
yeah,
your research.
yeah, yeah.
What would you say to that person who say, okay, I know what I like and I'm doing the research,
Mm-hmm.
but Adana, I ain't have no money, I can't make that
Mm.
jump. I can't buy that ticket. Is there
Mm-hmm.
anything you could tell that person?
Yeah, I think if we put in some work in terms of sacrifice, like for example, what we did, I worked for a specific amount of time, I saved my money, and then I was able to make that leap, right? It's not going to happen overnight. The money is not just going to appear. You have to work and save. You don't need that KFC today. You don't need that shoes. You have five already. Like these little things add up. If
Yep.
you choose to manage your money properly, you're able to make certain steps sooner. Because if you continue with your habits or whatever it is, the dream will come, but it would take time because now you need more time to save more. Right? But if you just make the little sacrifices here and there, it's not going to hurt you. It's just KFC. It's not going to hurt you. But you would reach your goal sooner. So try, for me, I would say try to see, okay, if I have this stable job, even if you don't have a stable job, you have a side hustle, whatever it is, try and sit down and do a budget. Say, okay, this is how much I need for groceries. This is how much I need for just entertainment. Nobody telling you stay home and do nothing. You just do a budget, stick to it. Make sure that the savings at the end of the month, the week, the fortnight adds up to your goal to take you on that flight or to take you on whatever journey it is you want to go on.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
really
because
love that. So
I lived
practical.
it. I
Exactly. It's
lived
so
it.
practical.
I
And,
lived it.
you did this TEFL course, you got this TEFL certificate.
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to use this TEFL certificate now? Tell us more about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, actually, I started teaching as soon as I came back to Italy. Even before, when I was in Thailand, I got a gig. But because of the school that I did it with, they actually had an agreement where once you graduate, they help you find a job, which was
Right.
great. So again, if it is you're following this TEFL program, make sure you choose a school or a program that actually helps you after the fact, because that helps big time. They're already in the industry. They already know who needs teachers. So I think that would be an advantage when you're looking for the school to do the program under. Make sure they could help you when you're finished.
Beautiful. Because, it's not
Yeah.
always just sometimes about leaving Trinidad. You could use this online teaching as a means to get
Yep.
money to be able to do your traveling,
Yep.
So, there are
Literally.
options. You don't need to just go to the country, which me and Adana would have gone to. You could just do this
Hmm.
online and try your
Yeah.
luck, There's so many
Yeah.
resources that
Yeah.
we hope to share with you moving forward. So, Dana,
Yeah.
any final words for the people? Like, I feel like we've been talking for so long,
Oh.
like,
Oh,
and
but
I
it's
know we
so
could still,
good.
I know we could go on and
So good.
on and on.
It's so good. It's so
Any
good.
final
Um,
words for the people, man?
I mean, I would say looking back, I would have thought that this life is impossible, and a lot of us growing up in a small island or a small country, whatever the case is, you would think that everything is far, but it's not. And I think we need to remember that there are people out there who are doing the things that we want to do. So it's not impossible. We just need to find the right path to get there. and actually have a mental vision of it, because I believe in manifestation 100%. So once you have that vision, once you have that goal, just make it happen. Just believe in it. You have to believe in it and make it happen.
I could not say it any better. And I
Yeah.
think you have said it the best way it could be said, Adana. Adana, I
Yeah.
really want to thank you for your time here today. Thank you for your story,
Thank you.
which I know is going to inspire people, man. You're a very bold, powerful, strong black woman doing
Yeah.
your thing and succeeding with your plans. And I really hope that, you can inspire someone from this. If the
Yeah.
people want to reach you, how could they reach you? If they want to contact you, find out about your business, or just get some
Of course.
mentoring, coaching?
Oh, that
Tell
would mean the
tell
world.
the people how to find you.
So I'm on Instagram, Adana Phillip, easy, and you can probably put it in the description.
Yes.
And then I'm on Facebook. I mean, people don't really use Facebook, but same, Adana Phillip. My name is very simple. But yeah, reach out anytime. Just DM me, slide in them DMs anytime.
Yes. Adana is a very
Anytime.
good one, and I know she can help anyone, the advice about moving abroad, advice on
Yeah,
where to go visit in
absolutely.
Asia, dealing with all
Absolutely.
these different culture shocks that life would send you when you are yourself traveling. So, Adana,
Absolutely.
thank you so much. You are a
Thank
lifelong
you.
friend, and I know that
Yeah.
I'm going to see you sooner than later.
Uncle DJ.
Yes, I have one on the way. All right,
I
so the
love it.
Village Voices, we are signing off for today. Thank you all for viewing, and give us some support, like, share, subscribe. We have so many more stories to come, and I really hope each one is going to inspire you to make your journey to want to see the world, to want to start that new business, to want to just be able to get something planted, plant your tree. And this is DJ signing out. Adana, much love. Thank you, my dear. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Who you gonna teach if you can teach yourself? Reflections. Who you gonna reach if you can reach yourself? Reflections. Who you gonna see if you can see yourself? Reflections. Who you gonna be if you can be yourself?